Hey there, my web crafting wizards. You be careful with that one. Get the 6. You're gonna Alohomora someone's eyes out. I don't think that's how that spell works. Okay, so in this episode, we're gonna do 3 cool text effects that you can impress your family, friends. How we do it there? I'm on 0. So I'll show you how you can add 3 cool text effects to your website from level 1 beginner to level 3 expert. Let's do it. Okay, let's start off with level 1. Let's say you want to make a product page for speakers. Yay, we're making speakers now. So let's add an image. I found this online. A pretty cool 3D render, so I'll import it. When it comes to like creating animations and text animations especially, you don't need much. Sometimes simplicity wins. We like to overcomplicate everything for some reason. But even I'll show you how we can just really enhance, this section here on our page with just one animation on the text. So what I'll do is scale it down, and I can actually trick my way around this and turn this into black. So look at that, boom, it just seamlessly blends. And what that means is I can scale this up now to any size I want. I can even put the text in the back if I prefer to. Now I simply created the 2 texts, went to the animation panel, and here we'll go with the slides and we'll tune this further. Again, you can write this with code, but I'd rather do a couple of slides here because it's just so much quicker. I tend to do my animations around 0.8 seconds or 715 milliseconds. I find that being quite a good balance. And the distance, I want to lower this. Usually we tend to overshoot with animations where it should be quite subtle actually. So we can go more than that, to be fair. Let's try 50, just so it looks like it's sliding from underneath. And I'm gonna apply the same for the other one as well, but with a bit of a delay. Now I'll select now check this out, I can select my image and go over here to the mouse effects, and I'll do a resize on it. Now you can code this out with JavaScript as well. If you get the mouse movement, you can track and increase the size of the image. But again, here I can just adjust the size and visualize it on my own. So I just want a bit of a size shift as well. So when I go to the top page, as you can see, it gets bigger, and as soon as I go to the bottom as well, it gets bigger. So I managed to find this animation on Lottie, which I thought was really cool. I'll just change the color to white quickly and hit save. I ended up putting it here like an underline to the text, and there we go. Look at that. We have a cool little design going on with minimal text. So there we go. That was quite simple. And from here, if you want to expand on this, what you can do is break down each character from that sentence and create animations for each individual one, or you can take that text and bring it into something like Blender and start experimenting with textures and give text like the texture of a balloon and make it pop, because that's what customers want, don't they? For level 2, let's do one of those fancy Apple reveal texts that we all love. So for that, we'll just grab a text tool here at the top, drag it in. What are we selling to the people? Okay, cool. So that's probably not what you want to add to your landing page, but we'll go with it for now. Okay, so let's get this down to like, I don't know, like 4 lines of code. Code? Not code, text. I've been writing too much code. Now what you want to do for this trick is grab your background, we'll turn it black, we'll grab the text in front and turn it into like a really dark gray like that, okay? And now we'll copy paste this. We'll put it on top of it. You can use the arrow keys here, or you can just kind of move it like this until it snaps into place. There we go. And this one is going to be white. Cool. Optionally, again, you can break these down into multiple bits. So I'll just do that to show you quickly. So I'll just copy the first section there. I'll paste this in front. And I'll just grab everything and paste in the first line of text. Okay, so what I want to show you is that I can make this any color I want. So I can make it orange, for example. So now I can take this replacement here and just get rid of it. Okay, there we go. Let's move it down. So essentially you want to have a single line of text on top of this like that. Okay, cool. We can change the color, make it a bit brighter. Now for the second line, again, I'm just going to copy the second line and create a new text bubble here. Okay, paste that in. Change the color. We could do something else here. We can do the blue one if you want, if that's what you prefer. I'm happy. There we go. Looks cool. That's really retro. And finally, let's change this last one to, ooh, what should we do? Maybe a pink? That looks cool. Okay, let's place that on top as well. Okay, cool. So now what you can do is check this trick out. We can bring in a line here, and we can expand it to the size of this container like that. We'll increase the width of it so you can see it a bit better to 4. And now if we head over to the interaction channel, and now I can add a scroll to this, and I can animate the element that I select. So I can do the first text here, and I'm gonna do a slide from the left side. And what that's gonna do is, that's not the one, it's the reveal. Okay, if we have a look at the reveal and select left, look at that. It's just gonna slide them from the left, right? Kind of like a mask revealing itself. But since we have that gray text right below it, we're gonna get this cool effect. Okay, and here we can adjust again, like when do we want it to begin? So if I want it 20% down the page, so just like right about there. And let's say when I get to about 50% down the page, when it's fully into view, I want this to be fully rendered. So maybe a bit more than that, maybe 45. That's looking really good. There we go. So we can apply the same effect to the rest. We can even take the line in itself and animate that as well. So just the line on its own, we can do a slide reveal. And if we head up here, let's see which direction it's moving from. So it's doing it from above. Let's do it from below, like that. So it's coming upwards, and that'll be really cool. Okay, let's give that a shot. Let's hit play, slide that up. We got a nice little line coming up as well. For the last one, I kind of want to create something with 3D. I feel like if you go in that territory, it's pretty much unlimited potential, unlimited power what you can do with text. Let's hop into Spline quickly, and for this last one we're going to use 3D, so our text needs to be 3D as well. I'm going to say sphere world, and we're going to increase the font size of this to the maximum size. Now we need a background for this, so let's grab a rectangle and drag it out, and I'm going to just slide it behind the text. Whoops, not inside, but behind it like that, and change the color of this to black. Now, where is our text? It's probably behind it somewhere. So if I hold Alt, I can just rotate this around and pull it in front like that. Right click, reset camera, we are good to go. Now check this cool trick out. We can go here and add a sphere in our scene like that. Perfect. Now we'll take the sphere and we're actually going to turn off lighting on it so it's invisible. And we're going to change the color over to from color to glass. And as you can see, when we do that, we get this nice effect where it goes transparent in the background. And what you can actually do as well is add an event to this. So on mouse follow, if you go over here on mouse follow, it actually follows your cursor on play. So if I hit play, take a look at that. And we can also dampen this and make it a bit slower so it follows our mouse. Let's do 15 here for the dampening, and as you can see, that's a bit smoother. Now I don't want this to cast any shadows, so we can turn that off right here. And I don't want this to blur, rather I want this to actually reflect the text down below. So for the blur, we'll turn it off. And here for the refraction, you want to use -1.25, and for the thickness, I believe around 25 should look fine. So let's hit play and take a look. Look, that's so cool. What we can do is actually decrease the size of this a tad bit like that. We can bring maybe the line height here is a tad bit too big, so we can decrease that as well. So let's just bring that a tad bit closer to each other like that. And what we can also do is when we hold it down, we can just increase the size of this and create a totally different effect. So check this out. Since the sphere follows the mouse around, I can add another event here called mouse down. And with that, I can transition the sphere into a bigger size and create a totally different effect. So for the states here, I also added a different state. And on the second one, I'll just increase the size of this. So let's log this in, make this much bigger like that. And we can even change the refraction or the thickness of this to get a different effect like that. There we go. So now when we hit play and we click, oop, nothing happens. Let's have a look why. Well, we haven't added any transitions, so let's add one. We'll say the sphere should go from the base state over to this new state that we created over a period of, let's say, 2 seconds. And here from mouse down, I'm also going to change this from once to toggle. So now when we hit play, I can toggle between the two modes. Also add a normal here and change it over to multiply. And now it only applies to whatever is inside the sphere. So take a look. How cool is that effect? To add it to your website, you can use this copy embedded link that they provide here for you. And in this case, we can just come here and create a new section on our page. Let's expand this a tad bit, and we'll just import an iframe. Let's drag this in there, enter the code, hit update, and now all you need to do is expand it to your scene. And there we go. We are up and running with this new text effect. So thank you so much for watching. Please drop a subscribe and let me know what's your favorite text effect.